Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, first, the deportees from the US to Jamaica for 2025 land in Kingston. Foreign Affairs Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith says that Thursday's arrival in Kingston of a deportation flight from the US was in continuance of regular monthly arrangements previously in train. She noted that the flight was the first such scheduled for 2025. It's unclear at this time how many people were aboard the flight. In a media release Thursday afternoon, Johnson-Smith stated that the government was acutely aware of concerns locally and in the U.S. regarding intensified implementation of U.S. immigration policy. She said these concerns have been heightened by misinformation circulating on social media, including exaggerated claims suggesting that tens of thousands of Jamaicans are set to be deported immediately and simultaneously. These assertions are categorically false, Johnson-Smith said. She informed that the government is actively monitoring the situation and will continue its close engagement with the U.S. authorities. However, she underscored that Jamaica, like most, if not all countries, has international obligations requiring us to accept the return of our citizens who are subject to deportation. For those who may have concerns about their personal immigration status, we strongly advise seeking professional legal advice. The Jamaican Embassy in Washington, along with our consulates general in New York and Miami, have compiled contact information for attorneys with a track record of assisting members of our diaspora. While these lists are not exhaustive, they provide a trusted starting point for those in need of legal guidance. They will be available on the relevant websites in very short order, she added. President Donald Trump's administration has ramped up arrests of undocumented migrants in major cities around the U.S., with more than 3,500 undocumented migrants arrested since he returned to the White House on January 20. An average of 310 such arrests were made during the 2024 fiscal year when former President Joe Biden was in office, according to statistics published by Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The Trump administration has also started sending deportation flights using military aircraft to some countries. Farmer charged for stabbing death of man in Above Rocks, St. Catherine freed. 41-year-old farmer Gregory Allen, who was charged with the stabbing death of a man during a scuffle in Above Rocks, St. Catherine in 2022, was today freed after it was accepted that he acted in self-defense. Allen was freed of the charge of murder in the St. Catherine Circuit Court by Justice Bertram Morrison. I know that justice has been served and my client can now get on with his life, said his attorney, Denise Hinson. Allen was charged over the death of 20-year-old Taji Devil Anderson, unemployed, of Golden River in Above Rocks. Allegations were that on Saturday, May 21, 2022, the deceased was stabbed during a scuffle in Above Rocks. It was reported that Anderson stabbed Allen repeatedly, and in response, Allen grabbed a knife from a jerk pan and stabbed Anderson. Both the injured men were assisted to the Spanish Town Hospital, where Anderson succumbed, and Allen was arrested and subsequently charged with murder. In court today, the prosecution accepted that Allen acted in self-defense and offered no further evidence. Allen, who made numerous court appearances and maintained his innocence throughout, was then freed by the judge. Wanted man Glendon Bull Amos captured by police. Wanted man 46-year-old Glendon Amos alias Bull from Commodore District in Linstead, St. Catherine was captured by the police on Wednesday. Amos was apprehended during a joint intelligence-led operation conducted by the Joint Anti-Gang Task Force, supported by Specialized Operations and the St. Catherine North Police in Monique, St. Anne. According to the police, during the operation, Amos attempted to evade the capture by providing a false name, identifying himself as Glenn Williams when he was intercepted. A second passenger, a 27-year-old Mason from an undisclosed location, was also detained. Amos was listed among the top 10 most wanted by the JAGTF and was recently featured on the Jamaica Constabulary Force's Wanted Wednesdays for murder. He was being sought for the December 18, 2022 murder of Sean Paul, also known as Achala, in Buena Vista Commodore District. According to the police, Amos is also linked to several other serious and violent crimes in St. Catherine and other parishes. The police say the successful capture of Amos demonstrates the security forces' unwavering commitment to tackling crime and bringing perpetrators to justice. Man gunned down in Portland Cottage, Clarendon. The police in Clarendon are investigating the murder of a 57-year-old man whose body was found with gunshot wounds along a road in Portland Cottage last night. Dead is Garfield Morrison, unemployed, of Contented Street in Portland Cottage. Reports are that about 8:50 p.m., explosions were heard along Dry Hill Road in the community. The police were summoned and Morrison was found along the roadway, suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wounds. He was assisted to the Mapen Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The Mapen Criminal Investigation Branch is probing the matter. Man fatally shot by police in St. Mary, 2 firearms recovered. A man was fatally shot by the police during an alleged confrontation in the community of Tank Lane in Aracabesa, St. Mary, early this morning. The police reported that 2 loaded guns were seized from 33-year-old Javon Norcliffe Peart, otherwise called Shotty Bones, a resident of Tank Lane. According to the St. Mary Police, at approximately 12:26 a.m., officers were conducting an operation in the community when they observed the Peart standing in a doorway inside a house. The police said that he was seen holding a brown paper bag in his left hand and a firearm in his right hand. Upon seeing the police, Peart pointed the firearm at the officers. In response and fearing for their lives, officers discharged their service weapons. Peart was struck and disarmed, said Acting Superintendent of Police for the St. Mary Police Division, Anthony Wallace. A silver .38 revolver was retrieved from his right hand, while another silver .38 revolver was found inside the brown paper bag that he was carrying at the time. Peart was immediately transported to the Port Maria Hospital, where he was pronounced dead, Wallace added. Both the firearms were reported to be loaded with ammunition. The police say a subsequent search of the premises was conducted and officers discovered additional ammunition on a dresser in a room occupied by the deceased. The police remain committed to removing illegal firearms from communities and ensuring public safety through strategic crime-fighting operations, Wallace asserted. Wallace is also appealing to anyone with information on illegal firearms or those involved in criminal activities to come forward. Meanwhile, the fatal shooting is being probed by the Independent Commission of Investigations. Investigators mum regarding attack on St. Anne's Bay Mayor. There is still no official word from investigators in the St. Anne or St. Mary Police Divisions on the machete attack and the serious wounding of Mayor of St. Anne's Bay, Michael Bell Nevis. But the news has been reliably informed that a man believed to be the attacker is in police custody and will be questioned by investigators. The police have not commented on the series of events at the mayor's residence in Boscobel, St. Mary, where it is alleged that the mayor was attacked and chopped on the head on January 20. The news received information that a man suffering from a gunshot wound was picked up by police along the roadway in St. Mary shortly after and taken to hospital. He was released into the custody of the police on Wednesday night. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.